So Indonesia is a nation made up of over 17,000 islands. Naturally, fishing and aquaculture are major industries here.
Gibran is the person that I met about 10 years ago and told me that he farms fish and now he found a way to feed fish better with some kind of robot. I mean, I thought it was crazy.
When we started, we built technology which is an IoT to feed the fish automatically connected to the sensor that can sense the appetite of the fish and sends the data to the cloud. What's really interesting about the fish farming in Indonesia is that we're only utilizing 8% of the total fish farming area.
One thing that Gibran and I have in common is we really like to roll our sleeve and go down and actually work with the farmers, and that's what we did. Like we talked to the farmers as if they were an old friend.
I couldn't be here without those mentors that helped me. The culture inside of the Endeavor, they genuinely want to help entrepreneurs.
I think right now Indonesia is at a place where homegrown entrepreneurs like Gibran are starting to be able to have the same opportunity as somebody who went to like an Ivy League school.
When we started, we were probably one of the first in the world. Right now we have 200,000 farms. Then we're able to increase the GDP and that fishery farmer in that area by 64%. If you start from local problems, and then you really build a very local solution that not even Silicon Valley has, then we have a healthier tech ecosystem that actually solving problems. But I think we want to see fishery not just as an Indonesian company. So we want to bring the fish and the shrimp from our farmers and create a D2C brand that the consumers can find in the retailers in the US. Well, eFishery is right now like a global leader in aquaculture technology. But it seems unfair because we created that category ourselves, right? But we want to be the biggest company in the seafood sector. The companies that started from fish farmer in Indonesia can actually be a global leader impacting a global aquaculture industry and being a global company.
Tatooine is really another planet. You get to discover the desert, you get to contemplate, and in a funny way, it's a place that nurtures your ambitions and makes you dream bigger. Back when we started, it was almost impossible to get funding as an AI company originally founded in Africa. Even the concept that we were going to do innovation in AI seemed very far-fetched. We took this concept and turned it over its head. We would do world-class innovation and actually get it done with a majority African team.
From the first time I met Karim, I could tell that he was very involved in whatever we were discussing, but at the same time, he's always connected with his big objectives, and that typically also involves science.
My first call with the founder of BioNTech, Ugo Sahin, and later on the inventor of the mRNA COVID vaccine, was actually about research. And this was just before the pandemic.
Breaking news. Possible outbreak.
The World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic.
The deadliest year in U.S. history.
We saw an opportunity to make a contribution with AI during the pandemic. And so, working closely with our BioNTech colleagues, we built up the early warning system, which was actually generative AI before even generative AI existed. We are probably among the first in the world to train AI language models to understand SARS-CoV-2.
When the strategic partnership with BioNTech was announced, it was just unbelievable. We were feeling that Tunisia at that point was playing a very crucial role at the global level addressing the pandemic.
It's the most powerful technology of our time. And like any powerful technology, it is neutral. So it all depends on who's using it and using it for what. The future is not written. And the best we can do is steer it towards positive outcomes by promoting positive uses of technology, but also regulating, when this is necessary, potentially adverse outcomes. There is a compromise to be found, and this is kind of like an important conversation of today.
When we started with Sergio, our telecom company, in the year 2000, there was nowhere to ask money. There was no VC, no hedge fund 35 years ago.
Yeah, it was very challenging, very depressing time. The whole tech community was very, very small. There were a few startups, very small, very niche. Yeah, I was part of the wave of startups were launched. We started a company called Jet Numbers. Then we launched the AstroPay. From AstroPay, we spun off dLocal.
Were it not for dLocal, the digital divide between emerging market consumers and developed market consumers would only continue to get larger and larger.
I'd first like to start by congratulating dLocal on the pricing of your IPO. Last night, dLocal priced 29.4 million shares.
And watched when he rang the bell. The IPO meant a lot to show that anything is possible.
A lot of entrepreneurs have the possibility to know people that perhaps before the IPO it wasn't possible to access in Uruguay.
I think that's the essence of life. You're here for a limited time, and so at the end of the day, what gives you the most satisfaction is giving back and seeing other people succeed, in part because of some help that you give them.
dLocal literally has spurred multiple companies that employ thousands globally. The Uruguayan digital ecosystem today, it's probably one of the most developed in Latin America. Sergio and the work he's done is a testament to what the multiplier effect can be.
Today, education, especially technical education, is, in Uruguay at least, that's the path for social mobility.